Hi, welcome to Dig Into China. I'm Dong Sheng. Today's topic is inspired by a recent news story from China. It's about a young man, a game streamer named Fat Cat, who was driven to desperation by his gold-digging girlfriend, ultimately leading him to tragically end his life by jumping into a river. This incident has sparked widespread debate. Many people have been quick to criticize the woman, branding her as a gold digger. The general public's reaction has largely been one of moral condemnation. However, I believe the issue is far more complex. Beneath the surface, there are profound socio-economic factors at play that need to be considered. In China, a novel term has arisen to depict gold-digging women: harvest girls. To begin with, the term harvest girls lacks comprehensiveness as it implies solely women are engaged in the practice. In truth, both genders partake in this phenomenon, hence the existence of harvest boys. It represents a comprehensive societal dynamic involving all individuals, regardless of gender, in a collective pursuit. In reality, as society progresses to a certain point, a phenomenon of widespread pursuit emerges. Thus, the emergence of harvest girls as a topic suggests that Chinese society has reached a crucial juncture, signaling a potentially dangerous trend. In this episode, it's imperative for all of us to explore the economic and the socio-biological theories underlying harvest girls to gain a more profound understanding of our society. To begin, let's unpack the term itself. Harvest girl finds its roots in the English term gold digger. Understanding its origins provides insight into its meaning. Historically, a gold digger refers to someone who physically digs for gold, particularly during gold rushes such as the California gold rush in the mid-1800s. This person would prospect for gold in rivers, mines, or other locations where gold deposits were found. In popular culture and slang, a gold digger refers to a person, typically a woman, who forms relationships with others primarily to extract money, gifts, or other material benefits from them. This term often carries a negative connotation, suggesting that the person's affection or interest is insincere and motivated solely by financial gain. The term gold digger originated in the early 20th century. Its first known use in the figurative sense appeared in the 1910s and the 1920s, coinciding with the rise of a more modern urban culture and the advent of flapper girls during the Roaring '20s. The phrase was popularized by Avery Hopwood's 1919 play The Gold Diggers, which was later adapted into a series of successful films throughout the 1920s and the 1930s. Most notably, the 1933 movie Gold Diggers of 1933. The play and films depicted women who pursued wealthy men to secure their financial future, solidifying the term's association with individuals who form relationships primarily for financial gain. The term gold digger rose to prominence during the Great Depression in the United States, a time of economic crisis marked by plummeting employment rates. This dire situation disproportionately affected women who faced discrimination and limited job opportunities. Coupled with the economic hardships of the era, women found it increasingly difficult to secure stable employment. Struggling with financial pressures, they turned to unconventional means to attain financial security. Thus, many resorted to using their attractiveness to form relationships with wealthy individuals, relying on their wealth to support themselves. Even today, although some individuals may sympathize with the motives behind harvest girls, the majority, especially women, hold a strong aversion towards them. They perceive them as materialistic, lacking moral integrity, and even as individuals who deliberately sabotage others' relationships and families. However, it's important to objectively state that behind these motivations lies a certain universality, one that can be elucidated through contemporary social science. A survey conducted in the United States a few years ago revealed that over 67% of respondents consider money and financial stability to be the most important criteria in selecting a spouse. Women in particular tend to feel less secure in romantic relationships, which often manifests as higher financial expectations from their male partners. This drive for financial security and higher monetary standards can partly be attributed to inherent biological factors in women. At this point, it's pertinent to reference American biologist E.O. Wilson and his seminal work, Sociobiology. In his theory, Wilson explains that the sexual and the romantic behaviors of men and women are manifestations of their biological traits within a social framework. Wilson posits that the greater insecurity women feel in emotional and romantic relationships stems from the difference in male and female reproductive cells. A human egg cell is roughly 8,500 times larger than a sperm cell, and the quantity difference is even more pronounced. Over her lifetime, a woman produces about 400 eggs, with only a few dozen potentially leading to offsprings. In contrast, men release hundreds of millions of sperm per ejaculation, making sperm both more abundant and smaller. This results in a significant value disparity between male and female reproductive cells. From a value perspective, sperm is relatively cheap, while eggs are incredibly precious due to their rarity. This biological difference means that the reproductive costs for women are much higher than for men. Wilson explains in his book that women initially invest more through their large, nutrient-rich eggs. From the moment of conception, women take on greater responsibilities for the baby compared to men. A mother's investment in her children significantly surpasses that of the father, continuing throughout the child's development. As mothers, women take on greater risks and responsibilities. Because of these high inherent costs, women instinctively seek to offset or share these burdens. There are two main ways they do this. First, women often try to extend the period of courtship to test their partner's loyalty and ensure he won't abandon them after having children. Second, a more practical approach is for women to require men to make significant investments before marriage. This can include unpaid labor, household goods, and financial contributions. By increasing the man's initial costs, this strategy helps stabilize the future family structure. This biological instinct to ensure stability is often misinterpreted as greed. In reality, it is a biologically driven strategy to ensure both partners invest equally, leading to a more stable and balanced relationship. So, if we approach the issue from this angle, we'll realize why women often feel more insecure about money and have higher demands. This is entirely understandable, as women are the disadvantaged group both biologically and socially, bearing higher costs in reproduction. Despite understanding this, people still hold a strong aversion towards gold diggers and don't confuse their behavior with that of women seeking financial security in a normal manner. The crucial difference lies in the degree and the moderation of their actions. If someone's financial demands from a partner exceeds normal limits, surpassing the socio-biological basis of such behavior, and their intentions aren't focused on family stability but purely self-indulgence, pursuing material vanity and a wasteful lifestyle, then that person transitions from seeking normal self-protection to become a gold digger. In the preceding discussions, I outlined a universal phenomenon observed globally. Throughout history, the presence of gold digger has been a common occurrence, reflecting a natural aspect of society that emerges in various communities. However, let's now shift our attention to Chinese society. In China, the phenomenon of gold digger exists, and it manifests in behavior that is notably more extreme and unrestricted. This highlights a distinctive feature of Chinese society compared to others, a characteristic that sets it apart significantly. With the escalating political and economic pressure in China, the gold digger community has witnessed a surge in internal competition. Let's now examine China's gold digger population through the lens of this intensifying phenomenon of inward competition. Let's circle back to the fat cat incident mentioned earlier in the program. While many have criticized the female protagonist as a gold digger, it's important to note that the gold diggers typically target individuals such as finance professionals, wealthy heirs, and entrepreneurs, rather than someone like a fat cat. Therefore, the female protagonist in this case seems more like an ordinary person influenced by materialism and the culture of gold digging, rather than a professional gold digger. If we look beyond this incident and examine the gold digger phenomenon in China, the trend of intense internal competition becomes strikingly clear. China's current economic situation is bleak. Many wealthy individuals have immigrated, gone bankrupt, or been arrested, resulting in fewer targets for gold diggers. At the same time, youth unemployment in China exceeds 21% last year, with some economists estimating it to be over 43%. The job market for young people is severely strained. Consequently, the pool of potential gold diggers is expanding, and the competition among them is more intense than ever. This creates a situation where there are many hunters but fewer prey, making it increasingly difficult to find a fat cat. When they can't catch a wealthy target, they are forced to pursue middle-income earners instead. Some viewers might ask why these individuals don't just wait it out until the economy recovers and the number of wealthy people increases again. The reality is that waiting is not feasible. No one has the luxury of waiting that long. The intense competition among gold diggers today is extremely urgent and needs to be understood from a theoretical perspective. By examining gold diggers and wealthy individuals through the lens of asset valuation, we gain clearer insight. In a stable economy, the future cash flows for individuals and businesses are expected to increase, leading to continuous growth in the wealth of the rich with a long upward trajectory. On the other hand, those aiming to marry into wealth or establish relationships with wealthy individuals, often referred to as gold diggers, have their most valuable assets in their beauty and youth, physical assets that depreciate rapidly. Thus, the career span of a gold digger is similar to that of an athlete, both relying on their youth. In the sports industry, athletes strive to secure lucrative contracts before their careers end due to the limited duration of their professional lives. This necessity to quickly maximize earnings makes sports a highly competitive and intense field. Similarly, gold diggers must capitalize on their physical assets within a limited time frame, which drives the high competition and urgency in their pursuits. The significant difference in the assets value cycles of gold diggers and wealthy individuals leads to inevitable and intense internal competition among gold diggers. This situation is already challenging under normal circumstances, but China's highly unstable political and economic environment exacerbates it further. Wealthy individuals who are the primary targets for gold diggers can suddenly lose their fortunes or disappear for various reasons, directly affecting the gold diggers. The wealthy individuals are the upstream source for gold diggers who, in turn, support downstream industries such as cosmetic surgery and luxury goods. When these wealthy individuals are arrested or lose their wealth, the entire ecosystem from the gold diggers to those downstream industries suffers. As the business's climate worsens, internal competition among gold diggers intensifies. This heightened competition is characterized by increased professionalization, institutionalization, and exploitation within the gold digger community. Three interconnected aspects. With competition becoming fiercer, gold diggers find it increasingly challenging to secure affluent partners and achieve financial stability. Consequently, many are urgently seeking methods to gain a competitive advantage. In response, we see certain mainland Chinese online personalities offering courses on successful gold digging. For example, the influencer known as Chi Big Woman provides classes teaching specific techniques techniques to enhance the likelihood of attracting and retaining relationships with wealthy men, ensuring they continue to spend lavishly on them. These courses cover topics such as captivating CEOs of listed companies and encouraging millionaire partners to indulge them financially. The central focus of these courses revolves around offering emotional value to wealthy men and forsaking personal boundaries to fulfill their varied desires. This approach aims to extract maximum financial benefits from all social interactions. Some online personalities, like the one mentioned, claim to be empowering more women financially, teaching them to achieve financial independence by extracting money from wealthy individuals and boosting their own bank accounts. However, this objective is unattainable. As previously discussed, wealthy individuals are the upstream industry for gold diggers. When this upstream industry contracts, the associated downstream industries will also shrink. Gold diggers are essentially a parasitic group, and when their hosts face contraction or demise, the gold diggers themselves inevitably suffer the same fate. They cannot go against this natural order. Therefore, the true outcome of these gold diggers courses is not to make more women wealthy, but to profit from selling the courses. Their strategy is to maximize utility. These courses may use vivid examples to attract attention and then follow up with a set of so-called theories to indoctrinate the students. Even if students cannot extract money from wealthy individuals after completing all the courses, at least the indoctrination of certain beliefs during the course can serve as a form of mental massage. Through comments from some internet users regarding these courses, it's evident that they serve as a source of mental pep talk and self-affirmation, contributing to extreme internal competition. When competition reaches its peak, instead of harvesting from others, it's the internal self-harvesting that occurs. The Chinese government has consistently cracked down on related accounts and opposed the so-called gold dig culture. However, I believe that criticism and suppression will ultimately be ineffective. In the future, the gold digger phenomenon in China will only become more prevalent rather than disappear. This is quite simple to understand. As I argued earlier, gold diggers have sociological and biological foundations rooted in an inherent sense of insecurity. This is an inevitable phenomenon. Everyone seeks to offload costs and eliminate insecurity. In a healthy society, there are many ways to mitigate and transfer this insecurity. Traditional social morals, and values, along with public order and common decency, can address and alleviate these insecurities on a moral and a cultural level, thus helping to mitigate the gold digger phenomenon. A thriving economy naturally generates numerous job opportunities and clear pathways for wealth advancements, providing financial security and reducing anxiety and competition. Furthermore, according to modern liberal principles, a well-functioning society should offer ample social welfare and public services. This ensures that even the poorest individuals can achieve a sense of security, mitigating the crisis and anxiety that arise from financial instability. In societies that effectively address these three areas, the gold digger phenomenon is largely controlled and does not reach extreme levels. However, in China, these aspects are poorly managed, which explains why the gold digger phenomenon has become so rampant. After the Communist Revolution, China went through numerous political movements that completely eradicated the traditional values, social norms, and religious beliefs, creating a society without moral boundaries. Social welfare is nearly non-existent, leaving everyone feeling insecure and desperate to make money by any means necessary. With economic downturn and the end of the market economy, legitimate ways to earn money have nearly disappeared. This has resulted in a society that is disintegrating and collapsing. In such an environment, there is no morality, no opportunities, and no welfare. Trust among people is non-existent. In this strange society, everyone becomes a gold digger. From the lowest laborers to the highest leaders, including Xi Jinping, everyone is driven by the same desperation. The People's Republic of China has effectively become the People's Republic of gold diggers. The harsh realities of this nation force everyone off the straight and narrow path, relying instead on deceit, schemes, and ruthless tactics for survival. The essence of the Chinese gold digger phenomenon reflects a society where people prey on each other. Some might argue that during China's reform and opening up period, the society seemed to thrive. Indeed, it did appear prosperous for a time, but this was merely an illusion. The progress made was like a sandcastle intricately sculpted on the beach, beautiful on the surface, but destined to be swept away by the rising tide. As soon as economic challenges arose, this fragile prosperity quickly crumbled and disappeared. The core reason behind China's transformation into a gold digger republic is its status as a sandcastle society. This metaphor illustrates the tragedy unfolding today. The phenomenon of gold digging is not isolated to individual ethics or personal conduct. It reflects a broader societal challenges stemming from economic, cultural, and political realms. The surge of gold diggers in China signifies a society veering into chaos, seemingly beyond redemption. At the heart of this issue lies China's identity as a sandcastle society, constructed upon unstable foundations without any solid ground to support it. Thank you for watching. Please like, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel. Just click the subscribe button right here. I'll see you again shortly. Until then, be well.